Hi everyone, I'm going to react to Mob Psycho 100 Season 3, Episode 5, Divan 3-2, Peace. Last episode, it was revealed that Dimple is the one that took over the Divan Tree, presenting himself as the god, I guess, of the Psycho Helmet religion. They've been passing out cookies made of the tree and stuff, and they are under his spell, and even Reagan turned against Mob, so Mob is like going straight to meet Dimple, I guess. So yeah, Ritu, not Ritu. Ritu is also under his spell, and then Teruki tried to fight him off, but I don't know where that fight ended. But yeah, so before we get into this episode, if you guys like my reaction, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, and please consider supporting my Patreon at patreon.com/philomini. And now let's start this episode, and here we go. You know, I've said this in many other reactions that when I feel sad and stressed, like when there's like a whole mess of emotions going through me and I don't know how to process it, I tend to just be silent and absorb what I'm watching and just stay in my feelings, I guess, until the show's done, and then I have to talk about it, and then I try to figure out exactly how to describe what I'm feeling. I believe I said last episode that I felt sad about what was happening. And then when we get into this episode and you see Mob making his way toward Dimple, right? And they were just talking, you know, as he was making his way toward him. And then he got there and he saw Dimple in his Roots armor, whatever, sitting in his seat. And then you see Hanazawa. You see Hanazawa stuck to the tree with all these roots, you know, he's stuck over there. And I don't quite remember exactly what they were saying. Dimple probably said something to Mob that set him off, and he just like unleashed his power and freed Ritu. And that's like, I'm pretty sure I jumped out of my chair because that scared me. You can feel him feeling mad about everything that Dimple was doing. And then he freed Teruki. But then I knew that he was gonna, the way the scene was getting played, I knew he was also under Dimple's spell. And then he started attacking Mob. So as all of this was happening, as amazing as the action was and everything, seeing Mob do his thing, I was just feeling sad, you know, seeing him go against Teruki, seeing Dimple do this when he's counted on Dimple for so long. So I felt sad for him as all these things were playing out. And when after I believe there were only two parts in this episode that made me smile, that got me out of my shell a little bit, and then I went back in. And the first one was when after Teruki basically flung, not flung, but unleashed his power, and then Mob was all the way down there to the roots, and Mob felt the move. Oh my goodness, felt the roots, and then he was like, these roots are dangerous, and then he warned Hanazawa to get away, and then he unleashed his power, and Teruki feeling how strong Mob is, just started smiling like, you are so awesome, you are so awesome, because I feel like, not that I feel like, he idolizes Mob. Okay, so the fact that even though he felt like he had his god level powers now from the divine tree, but Mob was still able to, do all these things, and then he felt so proud, and then he was launched away. So that was one part of the episode that made me smile, that even in all of this, he was still, he still appreciated Mob. And then the second part was when Dimple finally showed himself, and then Mob was slapping him. And then Mob was slapping him, and then they held on to him. We're just like, that scene reminded me so much of when the Hawk got hold of Loki, and he's like, in the first adventure, he's a puny god, and then left.
I will not be bullied by that.
It reminded me so much of that scene, and so those were the only two scenes in the episode that I felt like I really, that I really appreciated. But before even that happened, before Dimple showed up, as Mob was making his way, was fighting the tree forms of Dimple and everything, and he's like, show yourself. And he's like, are you gonna keep doing this? Don't make me feel this way. And he kept clutching his heart or something, and then they showed his face and he was crying. I felt like in that particular moment, the sadness that I was feeling for him was validated. And I believe that was what, after that Dimple showed up and he did the Loki thing. And everything that Dimple was doing, it just kept raising his percentage. And I felt it raising, and I'm like, where is this going? Because I feel like there was at first I'm like, okay, when he said, don't make me feel this way, and he was crying, and then I'm like, okay, is the feeling, the percentage that kept going up, what feeling is he feeling? He has, when a particular feeling goes 100%, that's when he unleashes his powers and everything. So I'm like, okay, what is he feeling in that particular moment? So when he started crying, I'm like, okay, is he feeling sad? But then I remember what season it was. I think it was a season where he was facing Teruki for the first time, and then when he went over 100%, he was with the sadness feeling, I believe, and then was it raining or something, and things was put back into place. I think they were at a school and everything was destroyed, and then when he went over 100% with the sadness feeling, there was this rain or something that was coming down and everything was put back into place or something or other like that. So I'm like, okay, I don't think it's that feeling. I don't think that's where this is going, that there was going to be a whole bunch of rain or something or other. So I'm like, okay, So what feeling exactly? And then he went 100% this episode, and it wasn't that. It wasn't the sadness thing. I feel like, because I think what I think was happening was that Mob was trying to get Dimple to admit that he's not the person that he used to be. That's where I think it's going. Because he was like, Dimple was like, okay, now I'm this new god, and, but even while he's still a god or whatever, he kept trying to get Mob to side with him. And I'm like, if that's just what you want to do, be a god, in this world, why do you need Mob to join up with you? Yes, he said that Mob still had potential or something or other like that, and that his power on his side would be, but it still didn't ring true to me. And when he unleashed his most amazing power or whatever, and then he's like, oh my gosh, I went too far. Something thinking that he took down Shigeo. You do care about him. That's why you got worried that you might have used too much of your power on him, And then when Shigeo went 100%, and then they were about to face each other, and then he saw the shirt, and then he's like, that shirt is ugly or something. That's ugly shirt. Oh, he said something about the shirt, and that's where the episode ended. I feel like I'm not articulating what I want to say really well. Okay, how was it? What's the last episode? But I don't think it was the last episode. In the previous episode where the episode where Dimple approached Mob and tried to get him to become the new god of the Psycho Helmet religion, and Mob told him to get rid of those foolish ideas and he should stop all those schemes. And I believe I said in that episode that I felt bad for Dimple. And I feel like Mob saying that to him, when he left, he was like, I'm gonna show you. Like he was trying to prove him wrong. And that's why he did this. And him try to... Where am I going with this? Like, yeah, he's trying to prove Mob wrong. And that's why he became the new god, whatever, of the Psycho Helmet religion. But then Mob is trying to prove to him that he's not the person that he used to be, and he's trying to get him to admit that and stuff. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But either way, I feel like him seeing the shirt and basically snapping out of his whatever he was doing, and that shirt is ugly, is basically gonna be what stops this fight. This shirt this ugly shirt that Teruki picked out for Mob is gonna be what causes this to end between Dimple and Mob. And then they're gonna have like a real heart-to-heart talk, and then that's gonna be it. But I feel like Dimple, he used to be the leader of the LOL whatever religion, and then he went against Mob, and then he got small, and then he's been following Mob ever since. And I feel like in the back of his mind he still had this dream of it becoming of resurrecting the basically his religion, which is now the Psycho Helmet religion. And I feel like he needed to do this in order to come to a point where he's gonna be, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. Like I'm just tired. I just want to, follow this little boy around and try to guide him in the world or something or other like that. That's where I feel like this might be going. At least I hope so, because I really don't want to see Dimple and Mob's relationship break. Like we've counted on him for so long now that I don't feel like I don't want to see that happen. I'm gonna stop talking because I feel like I'm not making that much of a sense. Thank you guys for watching, and if you like this reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and if you want to see my reaction in the next episode, you can do so by checking out my Patreon at patreon.com/feelingmini, and you can also see the full length of this reaction there as well. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.